Okay, let's go.
All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're talking about the quiet, honestly kind of unglamorous force that separates the dreamers from the doers and the gamblers from the actual professionals. We're getting into the psychology of consistency, how tiny, seemingly invisible small wins compound into absolutely massive results. So there's a fascinating question we need to tackle right off the bat. Why do so many traders fail even when they know exactly what the winning strategies are? It's really interesting because failure in the markets, it's not about a lack of smarts or knowledge. It's not that the markets are impossible to figure out. It's entirely a lack of psychological endurance. Most traders fail simply because they never show up the same way twice. One day they follow their plan to the letter, and the next day they let their emotions completely take the wheel.
Section 1. The silent killer of trading and the illusion of the jackpot.
Look, we all naturally fantasize about turning $1,000 into 10 grand literally overnight, right? But the market, it absolutely doesn't care about our fantasies. It rewards structure. Let's contrast two completely different approaches. First, you've got the gambler. This is your impulsive thrill seeker who inevitably crashes. They react to fear, they change their lot size on a total whim, and the results are just a stressful roller coaster. Then you have the professional. They operate like a machine. It's the exact same pre-market routine, the exact same risk management, resulting in slow, steady growth. It might not be flashy on day one, but trust me, after 5 years, that professional is completely untouchable.
To get into that professional mindset, we actually need to think like a casino. Think about it. They don't sweat it if someone hits a jackpot. Why? Because their whole business model is built on consistent probability, not a single lucky spin. A slight, repeatable edge, executed thousands of times, is a mathematical guarantee of long-term profit. When we start thinking like the house, instead of the desperate player angrily yanking the slot machine lever, we develop a calm that gamblers will literally never feel.
Moving to Section 2. Wired against consistency, focusing on the thrill-seeking mind.
It turns out, our own brains are basically hardwired to sabotage us through something called present bias. The crazy thing here is that sticking to a strict trading plan actually feels suffocating to us. Because as humans, we naturally crave novelty, adrenaline, right-now rewards. Doing the exact same right thing over and over again feels painfully boring. It clashes directly with our thrill-seeking tendencies. We want to feel alive, but in the markets, chasing that immediate thrill is a guaranteed path to ruin.
Section 3. The invisible phase of growth and enduring the silence.
Now here is where we hit the absolute most painful part of the journey. The bamboo tree metaphor just perfectly nails this struggle. Think about those first 4 years. Literally nothing happens. The soil looks completely empty. You water it, you wait, and for 4 years, you basically look like a crazy person watering a patch of dirt. It gives you absolutely zero proof that your efforts matter. But then, in year 5, it shoots up 80 feet in just a few weeks. The crucial lesson here is we can't confuse invisibility with failure. The roots are growing deep underground even when the surface looks exactly the same.
And it's not just bamboo. Think about a blacksmith. They strike the iron 99 times and it doesn't even dent. But that 100th strike, it cracks it wide open. It wasn't that magical final strike, you know. It was the accumulation of the 99 before it. Or the old water pump that yields nothing but sweat until water suddenly bursts out. Most people quit cranking right before the flow starts because they just can't handle that silent, unrewarding phase of the work.
Section 4. The magic of compounding, the ultimate multiplier.
All right, here's the pure mathematical truth of how small, seemingly boring wins turn into an absolute juggernaut. Imagine a single penny that doubles every day. By day 14, 2 whole weeks in, you've only got about $82. It's such a brilliant illustration of human impatience. I mean, it's so easy to see why someone would quit on day 12 out of pure frustration, right? They'd say, "What is the point of this?" and just walk away. Totally unaware they are right on the absolute edge of a mathematical explosion. But if you can just survive that agonizing silent phase and reach day 30, the math goes completely crazy. You hit a mind-bending, life-changing result of over $5 million. Compounding is literally the slowest thing in the world at first, and then it's the fastest thing you've ever seen. But you have to be there for the payoff. You simply can't uproot the tree before it grows.
And we've got a legendary historical example to back this up. It shows that even the most innovative minds in history relied on ordinary, relentless repetition, not just a pure stroke of luck genius. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times trying to invent the light bulb, but he didn't view those as dead ends, did he? He framed them as small wins, data gathered, lessons learned. He didn't quit before the breakthrough, and neither should you, because he allowed consistency to do its magic.
Moving on to Section 5, routine equals freedom, escaping the chaos. So, the big question, how do we actually build this unshakable consistency into our real daily lives? Well, by adopting a professional's routine. Waking up at the same time, meditating, sticking to designated charting hours. By following this almost monk-like morning sequence, you completely eliminate decision fatigue. You aren't waking up frantically searching for a trade out of sheer desperation. You're protecting your psychology from the exhaustion of impulsive choices. Every single time you stick to this routine, you're casting a vote for your identity as a disciplined professional. Your routine decides for you, and that frees up your mental energy for execution.
This insight from Paul Tudor Jones completely validates the point. The absolute greatest traders in history, they obsess over structure and process, not constant action. He doesn't have a magical crystal ball. He simply focuses on controlling his risk. Routine creates freedom, while randomness creates slavery. If your impulses run your trading, you are completely at the mercy of the market. But if your routine runs your trading, you are in complete control.
Section 6. Embracing the boring grind. The ultimate test.
Now we have to face the final hidden enemy of trading psychology: sheer, unfiltered boredom. We really have to look in the mirror and honestly ask ourselves, why on earth do we quit right before the breakthrough? Why do we abandon perfectly profitable systems and throw our well-thought-out rules out the window? It's simply because doing nothing when nothing is there is incredibly uncomfortable. We force a trade just to catch a quick win, just to feel something, and in doing so, we completely destroy our consistency.
But here's the secret. If we can just reframe that boredom from a negative to a positive, the whole game shifts. Boredom is not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you are on the right track. Just like a sculptor staring at a rock, chiseling away day after day with no immediate result, your job is just to wait for your edge to appear. If you accept the silence, you can simply outlast your competition who are busy blowing up their accounts just because they needed to feel a thrill.
To wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a provocative thought, something to challenge how you show up for your goals tomorrow. Are you willing to be bored enough to become great? The market doesn't care about your potential. It only rewards your consistency. So stop chasing the fireworks, start stacking the bricks, and let the quiet, ordinary repetition build your extraordinary future.